What's up, y'all? I'm Zach from The Retriever, and we're back with another episode of ZacharEats. Today, we're going to tackle something new. Obviously, we started this whole thing when we were out in Bimini, reviewing 3 of the restaurants out there. And now we're going to start a new series, and we're going to tackle the UMBC campus. So, getting started today, we're going to start with Salsarita's Fresh Cantina inside of the Commons. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, y'all, so we're here. We're in the line at Salsarita's Fresh Cantina. Today what we're going to do, we're going to try out one of their famous burritos and see how that turns out.
1, 2, 3. I wanna pop right now. I wanna pop right now. Drown in it, drown in it. I wanna pop right now. I wanna pop right now. Drown in it, drown in it. I wanna pop right now.
We're back here at the Retriever office, and we're about to dig into a Salsarita's burrito. So first off, just want to give a little background. Obviously, I got white rice, black beans, chicken, queso, hot salsa, sour cream, and cheese. Now, this is my normal Chipotle order. Obviously, Salsarita's is just an off-brand Chipotle, so figured we'll go with the exact same. That way I have a point of reference to work with. The first thing that I noticed about this burrito was the sloppiness in which it was rolled. You'll notice that there's a lot of like juice on the outside of, even on the outside of the wrapper, but also on the inside. The form of this burrito, it's just very flimsy, kind of wet. I'm not a fan of that part. But yeah, so the roll job is pretty bad. It's kind of messy. We're probably gonna have a little bit of an issue getting this thing to stick together throughout the whole meal. Compared to Chipotle, normally, you know, they have bigger wraps, more stuff in it, and it normally holds itself together pretty well, but that's not the case for this one. So I guess we'll see what happens there. Salsarita's burrito. God, it's falling out of the bottom. Oh, I guess we'll start from this way.
I wanna pop right now. Drown in it, drown in it. I wanna pop right now. I wanna pop right now. Drown in it, drown in it. 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 Drown in it, drown in it.
Well, what I'll start off by noticing is, I will give it credit. It is better than the last Salsarita burrito that I had. And I think that's probably due to the queso. The queso does add another element of flavor to the burrito compared to when I've gotten Salsarita's burritos without queso. But I'd also venture to say that the queso is the only good thing about this burrito. Like I mentioned, the texture of the burrito, it's kind of like wet on the outside. It's not holding together very well. And on the inside, it really doesn't get much better. This really, to me, seems like Salsarita's holding up to that convention that Salsarita's is a generic Chipotle. And I say this because the ingredients taste very generic. Between popular burrito chains where you can make your own burrito, like Chipotle and Qdoba, normally we're expecting some authentic Mexican ingredients. Authentic because, you know, it's really hard to get an American food chain that's actually going to provide you with a decent, authentic Mexican dining experience. But here what we have is zero attempt to provide you with that. And it's probably worse than Taco Bell at being authentic. What I'd say about these burritos is that the chicken seems very bland and unseasoned. The hot salsa is kind of like, there's differences in the way you use the term spicy. You either have spicy as in really hot or spicy as in very well seasoned. This is spicy for the sake of being very hot. The flavor profile of the salsa really doesn't add much to the burrito. It just gives it that little kick. I guess it, you know, moistens it up a little bit, whatever, but like it doesn't very much add to the flavor. The cheese, it also doesn't add much to the flavor either. It's very much like a plain cheese. Doesn't provide a lot of depth to it. The sour cream is sour cream. That's never really going to change between ingredients. In general, the whole thing's disappointing. The only thing worth buying was the queso, and $6 with a meal plan, $10 without, I believe. Definitely not worth buying with your own money. And the only reason it's worth buying with your meal plan is because probably one of the better places on this campus, unfortunately, which says more about the lack of quality of food on this campus rather than the quality of the food itself. On the ZacharEats scale, I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 10. It's not a very good burrito. It's edible. It's not the most horrible thing you'll ever eat, but if you're looking for something that's particularly appetizing, this is not the burrito for you. Side note, it would have also been very nice to have something to wash this down with, but the drink machines in the commons were messed up, and instead of getting soda or anything that is desirable with your meal, you got syrup that was mixed with water, which is really UMBC, if I may say so. It's very on brand for our community of inquiring minds. The chips are tortilla chips with whatever this redness is. It doesn't really add anything to the chip. It just makes it extra salty. Not much to say about them. They're average tortilla chips. So that's it. Thanks for coming to ZacharEats. My name is Zach McCord for The Retriever, digital managing editor. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more food reviews of the stuff on UMBC's campus. Thanks. Have a good one.